And as part of the war against terror, the state of emergency in the northeastern states of Adamawa, Borno and Yobe has been extended for another 6 months. While supporting the extension of the state of emergency, the Senate also made some demands on the executive. Our correspondent Linda Akiwe reports.
Those in favor of the motion as read out by the leader of the Senate and seconded by the minority leader, say aye. Aye. Again, say nay. The ayes have it.
And this was how the Senate approved the extension of emergency rule in Borno, Yobe and Adamawa states for another 6 months. But not without making some demands from the executive.
That the Ministers of Defense, Police Affairs, the Service Chiefs, the National Security Advisor, the Director General State Security Services do report to the Senate on a monthly basis progress made in combating the insurgency, on the basis of which this distinguished Senate can take any decision it considers necessary, including but not limited to the revocation of the declaration of a state of emergency. Urge Mr. President to prepare and submit to the National Assembly supplementary budget to meet any established financial requirements needed to combat the insurgency.
This decision to extend emergency rule in the northeast was not easily reached. It took hours of a closed-door meeting between the Senate President and lawmakers, particularly those from the northern states. The Northern Caucus in the Senate last week said its members would vote against the extension of emergency rule in the 3 states because it was not achieving the purpose for which it was declared. But it's obvious that an agreement was reached during the talks.
An agreement was reached that they would consider some conditionalities to attach to the declaration of emergency, and I think that swung the votes in favor of the state of emergency.
Unlike before that we used to pass it blanketly, this time around we pass it with specific that this should be done, that should be done, and one of it is we are going to be monitoring, not only monitoring, we are going to be reviewing the state of emergency on monthly basis, so that if after a month and we feel that the state of emergency is not needed, we will drop it.
Part of those conditions we give out is that the welfare of the officers on the ground should really be taken care of properly.
This is the second time emergency rule has been extended in Borno, Yobe and Adamawa states in about 2 years. After all said and done, will this extension make any difference in the fight against terrorism, and would the presidency give in to the demands of the Senate? Only time will tell. Linda Akiwe, Channels Television News.